Hey everyone, Tanner Bell here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to be here today because in today's video, we're talking about the differences and the importance of group, attach, and weld. Those three things are something super big to be able to master in Cricut Design Space, and it's something that even I forget about today and get a little confused. So it's one of those topics I feel like we could talk about over and over and over. So even if you're a beginner or even if you're not a beginner, I feel like this video will be help just to remind you of a few different things. And before we get started, I want to remind you guys, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you have never been to my channel. If this is the first one, welcome. We are so excited to have you here, and be sure to leave comments with feedbacks, questions, anything like that. And one last thing before we get started in today's video, if you are new here, please be sure to check out the description box because we have links to our die cutting membership and to e-courses that helps you master your Cricut or Design Space. So let's get started. Okay friends, we're picking up right where we left off with all of our amazing text tool. We're going to dive into a skill that I think everyone should know. So this is going to be talking about the differences in group, attach, and weld. So it's going to be really cool. I'm super excited because I think this is one thing that people get really frustrated with. And you're going to be for all of your projects because you're going in your layers panel for any project that you're going to do in Design Space. So if you haven't went ahead and watched our video on using the type or the text feature, head on over, watch that and see where we're at, and then come back to this video. Because if you just pick up now, it may be a little confusing. But if you're here and you're just like, Tanner, I really need to understand the difference in group, attach, and weld, you're in the right place. So guys, where you see here, we had ungrouped all of our letters so we were able to manipulate them a little bit more. So now I have my name right here. I've positioned every letter where I want it. And now we're ready to go ahead and group these letters back, because if you remember, we had ungrouped them. So let's just go ahead, for the sake of it, and group these letters back. So we've grouped it, yay! So now let's go ahead and see what happens if we try to make something. Well, as you guys see right here, this is not my name, and this would be pretty hard to do a vinyl transfer, correct? Like, this is not how we want it to be. So let's go back to preferences. Group is only for how it looks in your canvas. So this means now that it's grouped, all of this is going to move together on the canvas with me. I would use group if you have different colors. With Cricut Design Space, you want to see it all together. So any like creative or like any images that are in here or any projects like from Create a Critter, I would want to see those images all together. So let's look right here. This is a perfect example, or any of these. I want to find one that's part of Cricut Access. Here's one. This is a perfect example of how we want one to be attached or grouped rather than attached or welded. So this image, you can see here there's 4 different layers. I want to keep this all together on my mat, but once we go to make it, I want it to cut out each layer in its own color, like so, okay? So we're gonna go back and let's find our, okay, so we have our text and this is grouped. So then a lot of people say, oh my gosh, now I know what I need to do. I just need to go through and attach it. So let's look right here. You can see that each letter is still its own individual layer. So we're gonna go ahead and just at the bottom right-hand corner, we're going to select attach. So, okay, now all of these letters are attached. Love it, right? So we're going to go ahead and click Make It. And now what you're going to see here is that it's, yay, everything's together, awesome, like it's going to be perfect. But what you can notice here is that each letter is still its own individual layer. So attach is like a paper clip. It's going to paper clip all of these together. It's going to show whatever you can see on your canvas. It's going to cut it in the exact same way. It's not going to try to save paper or anything like that because you've attached those. But it's, as a paper clip is not permanent, I could still cut this out and peel back the T, peel back the A, and it all be separate. We could remove the paper clip, in other words. And you can see that by these lines. So let's go ahead and cancel this out. And now let's go ahead and weld these together. So what you're going to see here is you want to select. So once we've welded this together, you're going to see a beautiful cut. You're going to be able to do everything you want with it. If you're going to put this on a vinyl decal or anything like that, we can go over here and select make it. And you're going to see when we zoom in here now that this Tanner is one piece and Bell is one simple piece. And as you can see here, this looks so much better than what we had started with before we started manipulating our fonts. So I think this is a great example of how it's really awesome to explain, group, attach, and weld, but also how you're able to manipulate the font and go through the entire process. So guys, if you all have any questions on this, I know it's one of those that people ask a ton, and I want to answer those for you. So if you have any other questions on when would be the proper time to attach, when would be the proper time to weld, and to group, let me know and we can dive into that even further. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching.